Okay.
Welcome back to Planet Watch. Today we discuss Cancer 2022 with Mary Jane. Hello, Mary
Right.
Jane.
Hello, all. I hope you're all having a good end of Gemini out there. It's been busy so far, but and the pace should quicken actually as we get into this. So we'll see.
Really? The pace will cra Okay, so you and I have had a really busy past few weeks.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. There was the wonderful reunion that went on in the Great Gossamer Art Exhibition in Warrensburg, Missouri. That was very exciting for me. I hope everyone there had a good time. We had some really good people around us, which is always interesting. And
hmm
then Christie's event here in Kansas City, which was huge as well,
That was
and seemed very well received. So that was fun too.
that was so much fun. Yeah, the whole Radiate gang was together in the
Yep.
same room at the same time for the same event at the for the first time ever. That was so
For the first
exciting.
time ever.
Yeah.
Hope we could do it again because it was great fun. I said we ought to go on the road. We could take this all over Europe and America.
Yeah, take our show on the road. That's a fabulous idea,
It was
actually.
fun. I guess this the YouTube and Facebook is almost as good, but we had
Right.
a good time doing it together anyway.
We were having a blast. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we've got Cancer coming up,
Yes.
2022. So what do we need to know about the next cycle?
Well, the sign of Cancer, of course, is always extremely important for us because with the summer solstice, we're getting into the top of the season. We're starting a whole new season in with the sign of Cancer. It's let's not ever forget that it's a cardinal sign. That is to say, a peak of energy. Now, while we're lying about the pool and taking up all this sun, in fact, there are immense things going on inside us and inside the earth. It's a huge time of really a peak of energy, lunar energy, first of all, of course. We're starting out, in fact, with a waning moon that I'll talk about in a minute, but it's a huge time for inspiration. Listen to our dreams, listen to our secret life, listen to movements within us. It's a water sign, it's an emotional sign. So we're into peaks of experience with other people, within the family, within ourselves. And a very interesting time for that. It's not nearly as lazy as we'd like to think it is in the heat of the summer. I don't know what's going on where you are, but here in Geneva, we've already got 95 degrees and it's
Oh,
beautiful, mind you, but really getting hot.
same.
So we're off and running in this summer business, and I just think we have to keep up, keep up with some kind of energy level to allow us to take advantage of all this.
Oh my gosh. Well, and we're recording this on June 16th. I think it was Tuesday night we had the strawberry moon,
All right, okay,
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
gorgeous, and here in Kansas City it's been cloudy, it's been humid, muggy, rainy, and we had
Mm.
clouds, so couldn't really see this gorgeous strawberry moon. But to me, the strawberry moon really means summertime.
Yeah, it's true. There's a reason for this name, in fact, and it's when again nature is blossoming, nature is coming to fruition, which we're going to see through here. Now, let me just talk about things that are going on typically in Cancer. I talked about its emotional level for us, our dream level and inspirational level. But on a very earthly plane, the Cancer energy typically involves real estate, homes, family interests, family investments. If you've got a factory or some kind of business out there, this is the time to be seeing what's going on with that in mind. Home improvement can be done, be accomplished during this period, especially while the weather's fine and we're all trying to catch up with the winter slosh. Huh? So anything dealing with family, we're going to see family reunions, we're going to see family confrontations as well. All is not simple here, but we'll get into that in a minute. Cancer typically involves history. people who are fascinated by history or wanting to go out traveling, look at all these old castles and things, this is the time to get involved with it, because history and archaeology, it's not the best weather to be out there digging in the Sahara, but this is typically when the big archaeological finds are accomplished, in
This
fact.
is true.
So we have archiving, we have people digging around in libraries, maybe just trying to stay cool, but it's a very interesting time to be digging back for historical records and all the rest.
Wow.
It's also a time for caregiving. It's a time to see what is necessary around us to take care of people. The tendency is to food and lodge people who are in need or calling upon us for whatever reason. A very interesting period with that in mind. So these are the things that seem really, really important to the Cancer energy, and that we can accomplish perhaps the best within this Cancer energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. You know me, I love old stuff. I love history and all of that. Seems like it might be a good time to do some regressive hypnosis, for example.
Also for sure, digging around there. There's a huge accent in this chart as I drew it up for the month. There's a strong accent on family history, on again home and homemaking, home improvement, home digging around in our family histories. So this could be extremely useful for people who are looking for answers in that department.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Especially as our dream life is particularly active now. So people who are going to want to be digging and looking for waking dreams, looking for visualization, looking for answers in their own unconscious. Wow, this is where it's at.
Good. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I've been dreaming nonstop since I got back from America, and I expect this will keep going on. I don't know what that's about, but certainly it's right on schedule for sure.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I love dreaming. It's like a movie made just for you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
So,
occasionally it's difficult. I read something about people's dreams that are occasionally, and for certain people, much more real than the life they're living.
yeah,
And this is something we have to think about, how check the quality of the life you're living, and maybe you want to get more involved in your dream life,
that's
literally the
a really
dream
good
life.
point. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, I find that the dream life kind of comes and goes for many people.
Yes,
It's very
indeed.
cyclical as well. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And that's fascinating to keep track of our dreams in these very fruitful periods.
Right, right. Even having a dream journal, I talk to clients, and I have this as well. Just a little notebook that you keep by the bed, and
Mhm,
you
mhm.
can write it down in the middle of the night. Don't worry about your handwriting. Don't
Yeah,
worry about getting it all perfect, but just get it out there so that, while you're still
exactly.
remembering it.
Sure, sure. It seems like a really fine idea.
Mm-hmm. Just
It's
take.
excellent. Obviously, an excellent time for artists too, who are
Mm.
delving into their own unconscious and pulling out messages on paper or on canvas or in music or wherever they're working.
Yeah.
Um, get involved with what's going on invisibly.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Get in touch with whatever's going on invisibly. Yeah.
Mm,
Right. What's going on in the background. Right.
exactly,
Important.
exactly.
So it sounds like this summer, I mean, I love summer, and it's always fun and dreamy anyway, but it sounds like this summer is going to be particularly interesting for kicking back, taking care of projects, spending quiet time either at the pool or out in the park or in nature. Sounds like a really great time for that anyway.
Sure, sure. The tie-in with nature is particularly active now, as we're going to see in later in the summer as well. But it's a time when everything is coming to fruition. We're starting to harvest the fruits. We're starting to take advantage of the vitamins and the pure energy that's available to us. And this is great fun, huh?
Oh,
Check out your local markets, get in on all the local produce because it's all just chock full of energy for us.
absolutely. You know, there's no mystery the different times that vegetables and fruits are available because they're available at a time where our body needs that particular nutrient. And I think that is so fascinating. For example,
True.
dandelions, when they come up in the spring, we're coming off of winter and we're needing to recharge our bodies, needing to detoxify a little bit from the winter sludge, and dandelion is perfect for that.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Right,
go.
right.
And it's true all the way through the different seasons. Things
Mm-hmm.
do show up when we need them, and it's great to be able to take advantage, actually.
Of the fresh stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Well, what else do we have coming up in Cancer that we need to know about?
Well, I've got some major moves that I want to indicate, but let's talk first of all about the 21st of June, which is off and running.
Solstice.
This is a fantastic day. First of all, the this date indicates a what we call a waning moon. That is to say, the moon is in its last quarter, and it's going to be useful for us. It's typically a time of some confrontation on due to some former things that have to be discussed still. This is a time sort of cleaning up, and it's going to be active. This seems to me to have some legal or legalistic ramifications. There might be papers to sign. I keep coming back to this notion of buying and selling property, real estate, or homes, getting or moving. Actually looks better for the end of June. Got a fantastic date for you if you're moving. But first of all, this 21st of June and this last week involving June seems more devoted to clarifying details in any contracts or negotiations or buying and selling exchanges that are going on. Clarify the details all the way through, and we've got a whole week from the 21st to the 27th that seem to be involved seem excellent to be developing one's arguments, developing a proper contract for any exchanges. This has to do with work as well. If you're changing jobs, anything that needs preparatory work, be sure to be in place for possible confrontation or a need to defend oneself in face of certain authorities, the again legal endeavors, legal exchanges, and so on. So we want to use this last week of June for again developing our proper arguments to defend ourselves and place ourselves carefully in um, any legal or otherwise buying and selling situations, economic situations. Now I talked about a great date to be moving house or signing these contracts. Looks like the 29th and the 30th of June are fantastic for this.
Yeah.
We've got a lovely new moon. This is the new moon that's situated in a lovely accent with Vesta. Vesta,
Oh, yeah.
the asteroid that represents the home, the hearth, the kitchen, where you're at ease, where you're supposed to be putting down your roots. And this is a fantastic day to be, in fact, moving house, moving out, signing the papers, all of this kind of thing. Avoid, however, you've got to wrap this up before Friday, the 1st of July. This is a period where it's just more difficult to uh, get anything done and have people listening to you. On a technical aspect, you can get the papers signed and so on, but we're not in control of the communication involved. This could mean that papers get lost or the emails don't go through. It's impossible to have people on the phone. So if you can wrap this up by even the 28th or 29th of June, so much the better.
Great. Good advice.
There's another period here from the 5th to the 8th of July. There's some very, very interesting stuff going on for any day traders out there. This is going to be an enormous stock market week. First of all, the Mars is entering into Taurus. It's going to be sitting right on top of very soon, sitting on top of Uranus, and it's going to make for the moon is going to be opposite Mars during that same period, and looks very good, especially on the 8th, for all that's buying and selling. As Mars goes into Taurus, the market just goes crazy. You know, everybody's got the best idea in the world, and it's just going to be a huge day on the stock market. I think we have to be careful with it all, because especially in making choices through there. Wednesday, the 6th of July, we're just not plugged in. And you've got to be very careful about what you're signing, what you're defending, what you're buying and selling again in the market, but also on a legal, from the legal point of view. This may be a day of some court dates. There's some important things that have to be decided, especially yeah, especially on the legal angle. And I come back to this notion of buying and selling property.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a day that it's a little bit harder to get things done, in fact.
Sure.
But all told, it's going to be just an extremely active week on all fronts. Some good things going on too. I think, especially on the 8th of which is the Friday, I think the 8th of July, you can count better on your instincts. This is a time when the sun is going to be making a lovely sextile with Uranus. So things that look new, things that look sort of innovative, sort of exciting, you know, you can just hear the adrenaline flowing in on the stock market floors. Everybody's got just the best idea in the world, and some of them are pretty damn good, I must say. So that's kind of that. Be very careful on the 9th of July. Get things wrapped up because the 9th of July looks a lot less happy and a lot less easy to get good things done through there. The full moon is on the 13th of July, and looks extremely happy too with this notion of looking at newness, looking at a fresh approach to any outlying problems or anything that's hanging over from the week before. It's time to when this full moon is in lovely, again, a lovely aspect to Uranus. That's talking about freedom, that's talking about a liberation of energy, that's talking about innovation, that's talking about uh, some eccentricity is built in here. That's good. And again, in with Cancer, we have the dream machine going full tilt here, and it's really Technicolor time. So we can learn a lot through our dreams, through our imagination, through getting pen on paper, getting paint to canvas, and see with a fresh approach what this full moon has to offer. Looks wonderful.
Oh, lovely.
The 16th of July, however, a little less happy as far as there's some good things going on. It seems to be a day or a week, let's say, 3 or 4 days on either side, when women's issues are being again addressed positively. Um, Women in general, we have a lovely Venus that's going to be in trine with Saturn, square with Uranus, just to throw in a little excitation. But this is typically a time when we're getting couples on an even keel, getting relationships on a more even keel. And so that's it's very good for that. The 18th of July is fascinating. It's a wonderful day for all kinds of inspiration. Again, we're coming back to imagination, uh, general inspiration in our communication, in getting in touch with people again that have been missing, so on and so forth. The 18th of July is a date important as well for the ingress of Venus into the sign of Cancer, where she's going to be much more loving, much more emotional, much more in tune with people's emotions. This is getting involved in a time from, well, as we get into getting into Leo, where Venus is going to help a lot as far as, again, evening out communications and relationships.
Hmm.
She seems much more interested as well in family issues, in getting people to hear each other, to understand each other. She's been floating around all month through going great guns, really fast through Gemini, thinking a whole lot about herself, thinking a whole lot about having fun, telling jokes, just generally this type of communication and this type of exchange. But now, as she's coming into Cancer at the end of the mid July, she's slowing down considerably and taking people around her much more seriously, which is always kind of nice. Well, those are some of the major things I wanted to talk about. I don't know
Okay.
if you've seen any questions out there.
No, 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 no. No, no one has sent me questions for this, but I think it's always a good idea to put that out there that anyone watching here on YouTube, you can send in questions if you have any questions at all about things that are coming up, special dates, anything like that. We hadn't really done very much with that before, but I think it's a wonderful idea to ask for
Sure,
that.
if you're
So,
listening to us anytime. And of course, the best way to apply these energies to yourself and to
mhm.
your life is to see where they're acting on your birth chart. This is always, and in a social solar return as well, a yearly horoscope. Get it done and see where you can fit into the scheme of things. This is always extremely useful.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can make your own appointment to do a solar return and an interpretation with Mary Jane. Just go to radiatewellnesscommunity.com/appointment and get your own personal natal chart and horoscope. I mean,
Mm,
that's really the way to know how these things are going to affect you specifically and individually.
for sure, for sure. The rest, it is by nature extremely general. We're talking about the whole world here. But when you bring it home, you can really see how to use these energies instead of fighting against them, which sometimes we wind up doing. Um, so yeah, it's important when we can set ourselves in the wave, in the cycles, and just see when it's time to act, when it's time to lay low, how we can use these energies the best, huh?
Absolutely. Great advice. Great advice. All right. Thank you, Mary Jane. And we'll see you again in Leo, my sign.
For sure. Right.
Leo ladies. All
See you
right.
then, Chris. Everyone have a wonderful summer.
Absolutely.